East Suffolk Council was created in 2019 and it was a great honour to be elected as the first ever leader of this new local authority. Last year we published the first ever East Suffolk Strategic Plan. We intend to deliver the best possible quality of life for everyone who lives in, works in and visits East Suffolk. And this plan is our compass guiding all our decision making. Now we want to tell you how we got here and what we have achieved, 1 year on from the creation of the East Suffolk Strategic Plan. Little did we know when we set out on this journey how impacted we would all be by the COVID-19 pandemic. It's been an incredibly challenging year, and no review of what we have achieved over the past 12 months can ignore the work that has gone into supporting our communities and businesses through this terrible period. But our story is about more than the way we have dealt with this virus. It's about how we have set a course to achieve the best possible outcomes for the district. That is still the case, whether COVID is with us or not.
East Suffolk Council is the biggest district council in the country by population, representing 248,000 people across an area covering 487 square miles. It is a beautiful district with welcoming resorts, vibrant towns and delightful villages. It is also a part of the country with strong economic assets, including the energy sector, ports and innovation, as well as agriculture and tourism. More than 9,000 enterprises choose to locate themselves in East Suffolk and millions visit each year. However, East Suffolk is not immune from problems and its diverse communities face a number of challenges. With so much potential and yet many challenges to overcome, it sounds like we need a plan. As a new local authority, we wanted to do things differently and create a plan which reflects the collective ambitions of the whole council. But we knew that if we were all to live and breathe this plan and create that compass to guide everything we do, we all had to be involved in its creation. So across 3 days, more than 60 councillors and staff members were locked away at BT Industrial Park for intense hothouse planning, discussion and teamwork, with the occasional break for water, light and sleep. This was a brand new way to create a plan of this kind, utilising the knowledge, experience and determination of councillors and officers from throughout the organisation. From those sessions and following wider consultations with colleagues who didn't attend these sessions, a plan was born and the council formally adopted it in February 2020. We agreed that it would contain 5 key themes that would show the direction we are taking and the priorities which we believe will help East Suffolk be the very best it can. Growing our economy, enabling our communities, remaining financially sustainable, delivering digital transformation, caring for our environment. We are East Suffolk, and this is the story of the East Suffolk Strategic Plan's first year. We want the district to achieve its maximum potential for the good of everyone in the area, and these are the priorities we established for this theme. Build the right environment for East Suffolk. Attract and stimulate inward investment. Maximise and grow the unique selling points of East Suffolk. Business partnerships. Support and deliver infrastructure. In March 2021, the council was told that its bid to the government's Towns Fund had been successful. Lowestoft has been offered £24.9 million to invest in the regeneration of the town, driving economic growth and acting as a catalyst for future investment. This will allow the development and implementation of 5 transformational regeneration projects in Lowestoft, investment in the public realm, new commercial space, upgraded visitor attractions, a new cultural quarter, and the historic High Street. Overall, this will positively enhance the town centre, attract further public and private investment, support new and more relevant uses to address retail decline, and deliver 850 jobs and 35 new businesses. We have been working closely with all 12 of East Suffolk's main town centres to identify challenges and opportunities to enhance our high streets and address retail decline. We have supported the development of town action plans to encourage greater footfall in our towns, while seeking to broaden the appeal of the high street to businesses, residents and visitors. As part of the Reopening High Street Safely Fund, aimed at encouraging a safe return to town centres, the council was allocated over £200,000 for a Shop Local Stay Safe campaign. This included the production of 12 videos, one for each of the East Suffolk towns, as well as a social media campaign. East Suffolk Council has now published its local plans, which set out how an area should be developed and contain policies which the council uses when making decisions on planning applications. We now have 2 local plans running until 2036. One covering the former Waveney area in the north, and the second, ratified in September 2020, covering the former Suffolk coastal area in the south. East Suffolk is a uniquely attractive place to live and work, combining a strong economy with a natural built and historic environment second to none. However, the council faces challenges in balancing the delivery of development which stimulates and supports the economy while providing attractive and affordable homes for current and future generations. We will also seek to preserve and enhance our precious, but sometimes vulnerable, environment. East Suffolk Smart Towns is a project aiming to install free-to-use public Wi-Fi in our town centres across East Suffolk, as well as providing informative data and digital skills training for local businesses. In 2020, the project was awarded £200,000 by the NALEP Innovative Projects Fund and £250,000 from the Getting Building Fund. From November 2020 to March 2021, a taster programme called the Digital Advice Service was piloted, supporting over 100 businesses with expert digital help, including web audits, skills workshops and one-to-one digital advice. Early installation plans are expected to be in place by May 2021. Transformation of the South Seafront area of Felixstowe through significant investment in new tourism assets is proceeding. The Phase 3 scheme is up and running, with the new beach village and activity park project approved in January 2021. Other planning is underway, including public realm improvements and the Martello Tower development as a visitor destination. Meanwhile, the building of a new cafe on the South Seafront is well advanced, with completion due this year. The North Felixstowe Garden neighbourhood is in the early stages of work, aligning with the development of a regional destination leisure centre that will act as a draw for visitors. The development will also result in new commercial space and a community of up to 2,000 new homes. East Suffolk Council this year celebrated an incredible award of over £43 million by the government, a once-in-a-century opportunity to deliver tidal flood walls and a tidal barrier to protect and safeguard the future of Lowestoft. It was the largest single award to any scheme in the country, as part of a £170 million pot for national flood protection projects. The Lowestoft scheme will provide certainty for the prospects of the town, galvanising its huge economic potential and heralding a bright and secure future for residents and businesses. Construction of tidal flood walls in Lowestoft is now getting underway as part of the wider project which, when completed, will protect 1,500 homes and 800 businesses. We will support our communities to enhance the places we live and work for the well-being of all, and these are the priorities we established for this theme. Community partnerships. Taking positive action on what matters most. Maximising health, well-being and safety in our district. Community pride. The East Suffolk Community Partnerships were established in 2019 and each were allocated funding by the Council to focus on specific issues in their neighbourhoods, to bring ideas to life. This year a range of issues have been targeted and addressed. Overall, the Community Partnership Board has allocated a total of £450,000 this year to a range of community-based projects benefiting the whole of the East Suffolk district, including £122,050, which has been provided for a bounce back fund to help reduce the impact of COVID-19 on voluntary, community and social enterprise organisations. So far 60 community projects have benefited from the fund. And £90,000 has been allocated to the relaunch of our Hidden Needs programme to help fund projects supporting people who are particularly vulnerable due to social isolation and loneliness during the pandemic. As an example, hundreds of vulnerable people in East Suffolk were given East bags to help them stay active during winter months. 2,000 bags were delivered to vulnerable older residents who are identified as being at risk of loneliness and/or social isolation. They contained items which enable recipients to stay active both physically and mentally during the winter months. A further £280,000 has been allocated by the 8 community partnerships to deliver targeted projects in multiple localities across the district, covering specific issues to tackle isolation and loneliness, supporting young people, improving mental health and well-being, plus around 40 small grants issued for specific community projects. We have been working with volunteers, businesses and local organisations to support the most vulnerable members of our communities during the pandemic. Due to a lack of Wi-Fi, equipment or skills, some older people have been unable to contact their loved ones. To reconnect them, we introduced the GrandPad loan scheme, specially designed tablets with large buttons and an intuitive interface which makes it easier for older people to use. As part of the Suffolk-wide Home But Not Alone scheme, our communities team dealt with 2,172 requests during the first lockdown, including 750 food or medicine needs. To provide further support, we created a hardship fund worth over £130,000 with contributions from every councillor, our Community Partnership Board and Communities team. Grants of between £50 and £1,000 were given to local groups to support pop-up food banks, telephone befriending services and volunteers delivering medicines across the district. We also supported over 500 residents who are clinically extremely vulnerable to ensure they received food parcels and supplied food banks across East Suffolk, not just with food, but also with free sanitary items for those in need. By using video calling, the Suffolk Family Focus team has continued to support families experiencing complex and long-standing difficulties such as domestic violence, drug and alcohol dependency, and financial issues. During the first lockdown, we were able to convert a property to house rough sleepers, and we've secured extra funding to help support rough sleepers in the district. The £389,482 received early this year is in addition to the £93,312 awarded in September 2020 as part of the government's Next Steps accommodation programme to help rough sleepers during the pandemic. The funding will help deliver a scheme that offers a higher level of support to those who need it before living independently. This year we set up Independent Living East Suffolk, a new service with new ideas, and we are working closely with our local authority colleagues across Suffolk to develop outstanding services for those living with a disability. The overriding aim is to support independence at home through adaptations or help to move or other support to maximise health and well-being outcomes for our residents. Meanwhile, the Stepping Home project continues to provide housing support for patients to prevent hospital admissions, remove barriers complicating hospital discharge, and enable independence. Over the past 4 years, we've invested over £10 million in improving our leisure centres to help our communities get fitter by providing refreshed, state-of-the-art facilities that can be enjoyed by our communities for many years to come. Following the completion of a £3.5 million redevelopment at Deeburn Leisure Centre and the £4 million redevelopment at Leiston in August 2019, a further project to improve Waveney Valley Leisure Centre, costing £3.4 million, was completed in October 2020. In addition, a £1 million refurbishment at Waterlane Leisure Centre in Lowestoft concluded in February 2021. The health and safety of our residents has been hugely important in this unusual year, with officers advising on the necessary changes to the way that playgrounds, leisure centres and other facilities such as Southwell Caravan Park needed to operate. Our teams worked together to ensure that the council's housing stock could be maintained in a COVID-secure way, ensuring that tenants' health and safety was not compromised during the pandemic. Within our environmental services team, we responded to 100% of referrals from Suffolk County Council's Contact and Trace Service and 100% of notifications from Suffolk County Council's Public Health Specialist COVID-19 Coordination Centre Duty Team. We received over 1,100 COVID-19 inquiries which were responded to, including social distancing issues. We dealt with a 28% increase in noise complaints during the last year, much of which was under restricted lockdown periods. And of course, food safety is a critical part of our role, both in the community and at the Port of Felixstowe, where our Port Health team is responsible for the enforcement of health controls, where it handles around 4 million container import-exports per year. We will ensure we are well run, provide value for money, and strive for excellence, and these are the priorities we established for this theme. Organisational design and streamlining services, making best use of and investing in our assets, being commercially astute, optimising our financial investments and grant opportunities, reviewing service delivery with partners. We are working to ensure we are as efficient as possible so we can deliver high quality services that represent good value for money and use our assets wisely to generate income which can be put back into services. Financial sustainability supports our ambitions across other themes of our plan. We want to be as financially efficient as we can in the way we run our organisation so that we can continue to deliver our aims and ambitions across the district in growing our economy, enabling our communities and caring for our environment. COVID-19 has presented significant financial challenges for the Council. However, we have used our reserves, which are set aside to use in emergencies like this, so we can continue our support of residents, communities and businesses during an emergency while remaining financially sustainable ourselves. Although the goal of financial sustainability will continue to be challenging, our robustness has enabled the Council to meet the challenges of the pandemic and develop its response. This coming year, we've committed to spending £129 million on delivering essential services to residents, businesses and communities across East Suffolk. We know many residents are struggling financially due to the pandemic, so we've frozen our element of council tax for 2021-22. Residents living in a Band D property will continue to pay around £14.27 per month to East Suffolk Council, which is around 10% of the total bill, the majority of the remainder going to Suffolk County Council and the Suffolk Police and Crime Commissioner. We will use technology to make services efficient and easily accessible to all, and these are the priorities we established for this theme. Digital by default, lean and efficient streamlined services, effective use of data, skills and training, district-wide digital infrastructure. The use of digital technology has been critically important in this of all years. We seamlessly enabled 750 staff and councillors to work from home, keeping them and our customers safe when we first went into lockdown in March 2020. We boosted our capacity to cater for the needs of the council without impacting on the delivery of vital services. This means continuous improvement of our infrastructure, networks and business systems, including full rollout of technology such as Zoom, Teams and SharePoint. Our website has supported the needs of the district with over 3.4 million page views over the course of the year, more than 141,000 automated internet payment transactions and over 116,000 e-forms submitted. We are providing instant access to services at a time when people needed it most, leaving telephone lines available for those who need our direct or complex help. Additionally, we implemented new online services to cater for the needs of the pandemic, including the implementation of a streamlined business grants process for administering and delivering COVID-related funding, which saw over £100 million distributed to local businesses. This meant we could quickly get money out to businesses who desperately needed it to survive, with automated payments and eliminating the need to reapply each time a new level of restrictions or lockdown grant became available. We enabled council meetings to take place remotely, broadcast on our YouTube channel. This keeps everyone safe in the current environment and resulted in greater engagement for the public to be able to view council meetings and decisions. We also deployed tablets to staff in our housing and building control teams, meaning they could undertake site visits safely, more easily, with less paperwork and less travel. The tenants portal My Home launched in February 2021, enabling tenants to digitally self-serve for many inquiries, such as rent balance queries or setting up a direct debit. This provides access to services 24/7 for council housing tenants. The council continues to improve its social media presence, with consistently better follower and engagement numbers compared to other district and borough councils in the county. Since March 2020, Twitter followers have hit 10,000 for the first time and increased by around 6%. Facebook followers have now topped 11,000 with an increase of around 22%. Instagram is over 2,000 followers, increasing by 26%, and LinkedIn up to nearly 3,000 with a higher than 30% increase in followers. We will put the environment at the heart of everything we do, and these are the priorities we established for this theme. Lead by example. Minimise waste, reuse materials, increase recycling. Renewable energy, protection, education and influence. Last year we created 40 wild spaces across East Suffolk where grass was left to grow longer and wildflowers planted to help wildlife thrive. We are keen to introduce even more mini conservation areas this year and are targeting around 100 sites in total. Our waste and recycling services continue to put the environment first, with 99% going to energy reproduction and recycling, not landfill. We have reduced our travel by 84% this year, thanks to working from home and better use of technology. We are also continuing proactively to take steps to reduce our carbon emissions and have introduced 6 new electrical vehicles to our fleet, run by partners East Suffolk Norse. Working with the Greenprint Forum, Suffolk County Council and parish councils, we are encouraging residents to enjoy the countryside on our doorstep through the designation of quiet lanes. Drivers are encouraged to take their time when they see the quiet lane sign. The first designations were made in Snape and Glemsford, with another 50 proposed lanes in the pipeline for April 2021 and more to come during the rest of the year. Having purchased the former Deben High School, the site provides an excellent opportunity to showcase our ambitions for innovation, community and leisure investment, and the development of highly sustainable, affordable housing. Innovation and sustainability have driven the brief for this project, with a clear ambition to create a flagship scheme with the health and well-being of residents at its heart. The project has moved at a good pace and is on track for delivery in 2022. The decarbonisation of all our housing stock is a priority, and we are taking an agile approach to refurbishments and improvements to help our ambition for carbon neutrality by 2030. And of course, much of the work outlined in other themes also supports our environment, such as work around protecting our coastline from flooding, local plan policies, supporting sustainable development, and supporting renewable energy projects. It's been an extraordinary year. It's been a busy year. And this has been the story of East Suffolk in 2020-21. The story of our strategic plan 1 year on.